Hello everyone, as I'm sure you already know, this is a video about how I patterned out my paladin armor. If you have any questions, make sure to comment them down below. I'll be inserting some of my commentary just to help further explain what I'm doing. In order to make sure my paladin armor fit correctly, I covered my leg in saran wrap, then duct tape, to make sure that I'd have an accurate pattern for my paladin armor. In order to get the pattern of your chest, you're going to need some help. I use my siblings in this case. If you're cosplaying a character that has a flat chest, I suggest wearing your binder underneath. That way, when you wear your armor, you can wear your binder. Cutting yourself out of your duct tape and saran wrap pattern is one of the harder things to do. I suggest having a sibling to help you. Make sure you don't cut the binder that's underneath, otherwise you'll have to buy a new binder. I quickly realized I would need to cut myself out of this pattern instead of sliding it above myself as I had planned. When cutting yourself out of the pattern, try and do it where a seam will be. After fixing up the patterns, I made sure to mark where the seams match, that way when I cut it out the foam, it would still fit. After I was happy with all of my duct tape patterns, I moved on to my paper patterns. Your paper patterns should be slightly bigger than your duct tape patterns, as your duct tape patterns are made when your body was constricted. Tip I have for the paper patterns is to choose a half of a side that you like more. That side is the one you'll mark down onto the paper. Once you mark it down, then you can cut it out and both sides will be symmetrical. I was con crunching at the time, so I made sure to take a minute to eat. Now it's time for the most nerve-wracking part in the making of this cosplay, cutting out the pattern into the foam. When you cut out the foam, you want to make sure that you make it slightly bigger than your paper pattern, that way when you put it onto your body, it still fits. While you're cutting out your pattern, you want to make sure that you try it on continuously to make sure that it fits. I suggest using your already cut out foam pieces to cut out your other foam pieces, that way they're symmetrical. If you hold the foam pieces in place together with sewing pins, then you can easily cover up the sewing pin holes later. And that's how I patterned out my paladin armor. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, make sure to comment them down below. Until next time.